Patrick hypnosis work? Oh yeah, it works. Nothing has changed my life more. Well, except maybe my husband. He's so proud of me. Makes me cry.
Oh my, a touching story. So what are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick's seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed for only $49.99. That's right. Weight loss seminar Tuesday, February 25th at the Wyndham Garden, formerly the Holiday Inn in Hopkinsville. Time is 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Registration begins at 5 p.m. Stop smoking seminar starts at 8 p.m. Registration starts 7:30 p.m.
Hey guys, Heidi with Capitol Cinemas, your local Princeton movie theater with your weekday lineup. In Cinema 1, Doolittle, PG. In Cinema 2, Bad Boys for Life, rated R. And in Cinema 3, Frozen 2, Sing Along, PG. All through movies show Monday through Thursday at 6:30. Call during showtime hours at 270-365-0200 or visit us at capitalcinemas.net. Thanks for listening. See you at the show.
Are you looking to shed those extra holiday pounds? Do you tend to gain pounds back after dietary loss? Dr. Raymond Quattro with Health First is board certified in weight loss medicine and has guided many patients through a successful weight loss and showed them how to keep the weight off. He has extensive experience in the use of new weight loss medication and is well versed in the science behind a successful weight loss program. Call 905-4084 to schedule a consultation. At Health First Community Health Center, your health is our first concern.
1580 103.3 WPKY. Tessa and Ty, and I love Coffee Talk because we get to have a lot of fun, number one, and it's kind of like, we just bring our friends over. It's kind of like having company over.
It is. It's just like having company.
I like that. Who we got today? We got somebody in the house today.
We do. We have the pleasure of welcoming into the WPKY studios Brother Kyle Noffsinger.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. He is the new pastor at Southside Baptist Church.
That's what they tell me.
That's what you have taken.
If I'm not, it's a horrible trick they're playing on me.
Well, congratulations on your new position, and Southside Baptist Church, staple here in Caldwell County. And tell us a little bit about what's going on there with you being appointed as new pastor, and we'll just take it from there.
Man, I am so excited and thrilled to be back in Caldwell County. We spent about 6 years here, my family and I did, and absolutely love the place, love the people, love the culture, love the community. And to be honest with you, getting to pastor Southside Baptist Church is just a dream. I've known and respected the church for a number of years. A lot of people have heard of Southside, and they've had a lot of great pastors over the years. You got Ronnie Civils, Don Mathis, guys like this who are just amazing men. And to be able to say that I pastor and follow those giants, it's humbling and it's exciting.
When this area gets its hooks in you, it's hard to get away and stay away.
Preach, absolutely.
So where had you've been in Fredonia you were in Fredonia for about 6 years, I do believe.
That is correct, yeah.
And then you don't come directly from there. You've been away for a little bit.
In, let's see, first part of 2013, Super Bowl Sunday of 2013, as a matter of fact, I became the pastor of Cada's Baptist Church, and I've been serving there right up until the present. So, yeah.
Yeah, obviously like football then.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You mentioned football.
Absolutely.
So.
One of the things...
Once you get to know me, you'll know that's that's my squirrel.
Okay.
Because as soon as you say football, what?
Yeah, everything stops. I get it. Listen, I don't know if you all have heard this petition going around to move the Super Bowl to Saturday. Some kid up around, I think, New York, has started this petition to move the Super Bowl to Saturday. As a pastor who has to preach on Sunday nights, I'm all for it.
You're all for it.
Yes,
If I was that kid, I would hide.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Well, I love the idea, and I don't sign anything, save the whales, anything like that. But when it comes to Super Bowl, moving it to a time I can watch it live, I'm there for it.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm a traditionalist, and I hate change. And I'm
Most people do. You would be a wonderful
church
church member then. To be honest
I
with
am
you.
a church member. I actually
set
am a
in your
pianist.
ways. I get it. Totally.
I'm Baptist, man.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
But I could see the draw to moving, the Super Bowl to
So many people are missing work,
yeah.
missing school on Monday, and so
You can love Jesus and football at the same time.
I hope so.
I've been doing it for a long time.
So, you say there are folks that have Super Bowl hangovers?
I did not. That's your word. Okay. As a Baptist minister, I don't know what hangover means.
There you
all right.
go.
So okay.
So you come to this wonderful church A lot of outreach, a lot of ministry, a lot of things going on over there. And of course, you have a large construction project going on at Southside Baptist Church. Tell us about that.
Well, here's the good news about that large construction project. Whenever things get tough, I can always say, man, I didn't do this.
I didn't start it.
I didn't start this. So I feel like I've got a little bit of wiggle room there. I'll probably be using that line,
That was y'all's idea.
Yeah, I'll take it for a spin a lot. But, man, it's exciting. Look, the church, any church, Southside or anything, we have to understand we're here for the community. The community's not here for us. And it is my goal to really build upon what so many of these guys that pastored Southside did, and that is to just work towards community relation and building a community so that all the folks of Princeton and Caldwell County will know you've got friends at Southside, you've got a home at Southside, we love you, we want you, and I think that this building is just going to be another great way to really demonstrate that to the community.
I think the one thing about Southside over the years is there's a certain comfort to when you walk in a building that you know what you're going to find when you walk through the doors, because they've been a staple and they haven't changed, and they're not going to change.
Yeah.
That is who they are.
Yep.
And that there is something so comforting about that.
Yeah. I read something. It's funny you should say that. People often talk about the younger generation, particularly when it comes to church. And one of the things that we're finding are that the millennials, these tech-savvy people and all of this stuff, more often than not, when they come to church, they want the familiarity. They want the stained glass windows, and they're not really looking for the guy in skinny jeans and all of that. They want those, what you said, those traditions, those things that they remember with fondness, and it's just really an interesting dichotomy. It really is.
Well, sometimes when you go to church, you need your toes to be a little bit sore. We don't want them broken, but but just a little sore from you stepping on them is a good
pastor,
thing.
One of the things that I've found is that people will take that. And they will take that gladly if they know that you love them, that you care about them. I learned from an early age, my mom and dad, just regular people. Dad was a locomotive operator. Mom drove a school bus from the time that I was in kindergarten all the way up till just a few years ago. Went to church every Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night, vacation Bible school, all of that stuff. But anytime that my parents would call me out on something, I didn't like it per se, but at the same time, I'm like, I know, you're right, and I know why you're doing this. And really, it's the same thing as a pastor. If you're just constantly browbeating, berating, whatever, it doesn't work. And there's nothing that glorifies God in that. Speak the truth in love, let folks know you love them, and they'll take a lot. They really will.
Oh, I tell you, I love your energy. I really do.
Hey, listen, I've been up since 3:55 this morning, so not in anticipation for this. I was on the fence about even coming.
You were a little nervous, though. You had to
just pacing the floor. No, actually, I was at the gym, had a great workout, and just loving life.
Brother Kyle, tell us a little bit about yourself and your family, where you're from, and man, what drives you?
Grew up in Muhlenberg County. Mentioned my parents, of course. Biggest influence on me by far is my parents. All the great preachers that I've listened to, read, heard about. Nobody comes close to mom and dad. I tell people, like, the person I quote in my sermons most is my mom. I just love them. Wouldn't be what I am without them. Grew up in Muhlenberg County, small community, kind of between Central City and Ohio County. Nelson Creek is where I came from. Grew up at Nelson Creek Baptist Church. Church I don't think got a blacktop parking lot till I was like in 7th grade, something like that. But just a wonderful experience. Went to Longest Elementary School there in Powderly. Met my wife in kindergarten.
Wow.
And known her as long as I can really remember anything. Went on up to Muhlenberg North High School, played football. Was a terrible student and a very average football player on a very average team, if that kind of tells you where I was at on that. But had a great time there. My wife and I began dating. Well, actually, let's see, today's the 27th. January 21st of 1998, my wife and I began dating halfway through our junior year. Been together ever since. I tell people this all the time. They finally believe me after almost 20 years of marriage. I knew I was going to marry her before we even started dating. Just knew it. Just totally knew. Saw her every day since kindergarten. Saw her this one day and thought, you know what? I'm going to marry her. And
why not?
Well, did it take some convincing on her
listen,
end,
she
or?
was on board. Oh my goodness, she still wakes up in the morning and think, I can't believe it. It's just I'm married to this guy.
Wow.
But absolutely, I totally just lied there. But we went into ministry at 19, and that's one of those things also that I just kind of knew I'm going to be in the ministry. I knew it about the middle of my teen years. I would find myself sitting in the pew, listening to my pastor preach, and I would think to myself, if I were preaching this sermon, I would say this. Or this Bible verse would go great with that. And
these days, it's unusual to have a 19-year-old that knows it but gives in to it.
Right? Yeah, absolutely.
Knowing and giving in are two completely
different things. Totally different things. And my wife and I, we got engaged right after high school graduation, and we got married. I had just turned 19 years old, and we got married September the 9th, 2000. Went to work at the Dana Corporation over at Hopkinsville. And that call to ministry, I tell people it never went away. It got a little quiet, though, for the first 6 months of marriage, or settling in, working the assembly line. But I found myself welding on an assembly line, and underneath my hood, my weld hood, I was preaching sermons. And I thought, okay, the weld hood is not very impressed, but it's time to do this thing. And I surrendered to the ministry, and literally been doing it half my life. And started pastoring a church, Temple Baptist there in Central City, the 1st of September 4th, 2002, and been doing it ever since. And I tell people, like, I was so young. They sent me to a convention in Phoenix, Arizona, and I was able to actually get the child ticket. I was still able to fly as a child. So that's kind of where I've come from, and so it's been a great ride.
Are you familiar with Judgment House? Or
yeah.
Are you? Okay.
Absolutely.
I wanted to make sure.
I don't live under a rock, Tess.
Oh,
I mean,
well,
come on, you know.
Powderly's pretty close. I mean, I'm from Farmersville, and I think Powderly's pretty close.
Yeah. Let me tell you, it was really neat. We brought our kids from Cada's over to Judgment House this year, and I tell you, I felt a little bad because I was kind of talking to Southside at the time. So I was like, yeah, I'll go with you guys. I want to check this out, do a little recon work. And we pulled into Pollyeyes to take them to lunch. Of course, that's what you do. You go to Pollyeyes. And the church van from Temple Baptist, my first church, was in the parking lot, and First Baptist Fredonia was there as well.
That's something.
So I'm like, I was there when we bought that van at Temple, and so I've got my first church. I had the folks at Fredonia. I'm there with my current church, and I'm going to see.
So your resume is in the parking lot.
Absolutely. You want to know about me? Go to the parking lot of Pollyeyes around Judgment House time.
If you come over, here's my interview.
Yep, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, Judgment House, just an incredible outreach ministry of Southside Baptist Church for many years, and of course, you have something there called King's Kitchen that goes on there. Of course, that is a community-wide effort. Lots of churches and people come together, though. But that's an incredible outreach ministry.
Well, and it's touched kids too, and it's just a community-wide thing that I don't.
Here's what's so great about it. Here's what I love. Those kids, they appreciate it in the present. But what that does, that lays the groundwork for them. It gives them a positive image of the church from a young age, to where it might not have this massive effect on them right now. Maybe it will. Hopefully it does. Might not have this massive effect on them right now. But as they get older, they're going to have these memories of, the church was there. The church was good to me and helped me out. And when you can lay those roots and lay that foundation, man, there is no message I can preach or program we can institute that replaces relationships.
I one of the things that I've always kind of believed is that if you will show a child kindness, that they will show kindness later.
Yep.
And I think it's one of those snowballs. I really do.
And it'll snowball in either direction, I mean, so that's why you've got to do the right things early on.
I think that's fantastic. You're hired.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I think there was something in the vote that occurred that, if they sign off on you at the radio station.
That's right.
we'll
That's right.
And we're just kind of in a holding pattern right now. So I've got books in my car. I'm going to stop by the church office later, so now I can start unpacking those
There you
things.
go.
So,
I think that's fantastic.
Good to know. Yep. All right.
I'm excited for you guys, though, because you've got a great youth group over there that,
man, listen,
they get on fire.
Churches, a lot of people, I think they might assume this. I don't know if they know it. But, churches aren't the only ones that look into potential pastors. A pastor worth his salt is going to look into the church. And, whenever I was kind of doing my behind-the-scenes recon and investigations, man, the name that kept coming up was Cody Fox, about what a fantastic job that he does with these kids. And he's got a wonderful wife, Emily, and I think that is just really going to see a ministry that we're going to see just really take off, more so than it has in the near future.
Of course, Cody Fox is your youth minister.
Absolutely.
Do you have a minister of music there at Southside?
Bill Allen, he served over at First Baptist Catawba for a number of years. I'm talking north of 15, maybe a little less than 20, and known Bill for years. In fact, whenever I was at Fredonia and we would have some special things going on a couple of occasions, I brought Bill in to do the music for us. So I've known him for years. Great guy, great brother, and looking forward to serving the Lord with him.
Pastors needs terrific support staff, and you have that there at Southside Baptist Church.
It's a big plus. It really is, because like so many things, staff can either make or break you, because ultimately you're responsible for them in a lot of ways. And so to have that already in place, you got Landon Mitchell there working with the kids. You got Susan DeLawson, who does a wonderful job doing the stuff that a lot of people don't want to do. And then you got Shay up there. And I tell you, I have been texting Shay from the beginning. Hey, here's what I want to do, and boom. I went in and talked to her last week, and I just said, hey, do we have anybody in the radio station that we could I would love it. And she said, absolutely. Like 5 minutes later, it was set up. She's like, okay, you got these 3 dates. So great people up there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And of course, with the new construction and your building, what is the timetable for that completion, and what kind of plans? Of course, it'll be you mentioned community outreach center, a place where you can gather as a congregation as well as the community to gather there.
I think I'm not really up to speed on as far as the details, as far as when it will be done. I think that an optimistic view might be sometime over the summer. More realistic view, we might be looking around fall. Yeah. Looking at what we're going to be doing with that building, the sky's the limit, really and truly. And, it's going to be a nice building. Again, I didn't say, hey, let's do this, but I've gone to a church that has said, we're doing this, so we're going to do it. We're going to do it well, and we're going to use it for the glory of God.
Well, it's not a bad thing to walk into some people, a group of people that are wanting to grow and can see the vision.
Tess, here's the thing too, and that's just really a Southside thing. I think Don Mathis was there. I may be wrong on this. Any Southside folks listening, please don't email me. But I think that Don Mathis was there when they were looking at building the sanctuary that they're in now, and if memory serves correct, he wasn't sure they needed a balcony. Like, we've got this main floor level here. Let's just kind of hang on to that. And the church, like not the pastor, the church said, we're going to need a balcony. So really and truly, this building that we're doing, this massive construction that we're undertaking, it's really just a Southside thing. It's just who the church is, doing big things, attempting big things. And one of my favorite quotes, it comes from a missionary who lived centuries ago. He said, attempt great things for God, expect great things from God. So.
That's a great thing about a Baptist church, though. I mean, you've got a congregation that, man, they're going to tell you what they think, good, bad, or ugly.
Yeah, they will.
But that's a great thing, though, when you've got a congregation that will really come together like that.
Yeah.
They can accomplish a lot.
Absolutely.
Tell us about your services, times at Southside Baptist Church.
Sunday school is at 9 o'clock on Sunday mornings. Great teachers, great programs in place, something for everybody. We get going in worship around 10. I try to have them out at 11. We'll see how that goes. It's subject to change, just full disclosure there.
Nursery?
Nursery, all of that stuff, everything. We have children's church as well taking place. Then in the evening, Sunday evenings at 5 o'clock, got Awana going on, great program for the kids, worship at 6. And of course, we have the regular Wednesday activities and things like that taking place. So,
And then on Wednesday, it's at 6 as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Well, welcome back to Princeton.
Hey, it's great to be back.
And certainly glad to have you at the helm at Southside Baptist Church. I know the congregation is as well. And we're certainly glad that you visited with us today to get us up to speed of all the great stuff going on at Southside Baptist Church.
Pleasure was mine. Thank you, guys.
That's Brother Kyle Noffsinger, the new pastor at Southside Baptist
what
Church.
They do.
Yeah, and we're so glad he's here on Coffee Talk this morning at 8:30 on 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Since 1978, Perry's Floors & More has been selling, installing, and servicing homeowners throughout Western Kentucky with quality flooring and workmanship. Perry's Floors & More carries luxury vinyl plank and luxury vinyl tile, carpet, window treatments, and more. Brands like Mannington, Shaw, Tarkett, Beaulieu, and Flexitech. Quality brands, excellent customer service, combined with 40 years experience is why they say you can walk on our reputation. See Bill and Lucy at Perry's Floors & More, 127 West Market Street, Princeton.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
It's here. The Loyal Listener Big Deal Store is online and waiting for you to shop and buy gift certificates to local businesses. Go to WPKYonline.com. Click on Loyal Listener Big Deals. Here you'll find dozens and dozens of gift certificates. Some you'll even be able to redeem from your smartphone. Shop and buy 24 hours a day and save a ton of money in the process. Save on oil changes, dining out, haircuts, car washes, and more. Our store never closes. But you better hurry. You never know how long each deal will last.
And here's your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast. Of course, mostly cloudy today. Got some sun and some really and truly, I know this forecast says mostly cloudy, but right now the sunshine says, I'm going to be blue skies today, high 46. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low 30. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, high 42. And then tomorrow night, that's when it's all going to change. Chance of rain and snow overnight, low 32. And then on Wednesday, chance of snow before lunch, high 40. It's 40 at 8:31, 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique.